Hi, I'm Danielle Rossetti, and I am a realtor with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Native American Group. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I am originally from Woodbridge, New Jersey. I graduated from Woodbridge High School, and once I graduated there, I attended St. Peter's University in Jersey City, New Jersey. During my sophomore year, we had the unfortunate tragedy of 9/11, and as we all know, we lost a lot of first responders that day. After the loss of so many people that would have been helping with those relief efforts, my school got a call to help with some of the relief efforts because there was nobody else. So I became sort of a second responder. I ended up at the ground zero site helping with some of the relief efforts. That day on September 12th brought a call to service into my life. From that point on, I knew that college was not the route that I needed to go. I ended up joining the Navy, and I did about 20 years before I retired. In the Navy, I went to Italy first, where I served on the MRS Land, USS MRS Land. Then I moved to Japan, where I served on the USS Blue Ridge. After 3 years there, I moved to Delaware, where I was recruiting for the Navy ROTC program, giving kids college scholarships, which is really awesome. It was very fulfilling. And I was fortunate enough to make chief at that command, which was one of the highlights of my career. I did 3 years recruiting and then was called over to California to work on the USS Macon Island. I originally had a 5-year tour, but some issues happened in the Navy, and I was asked to cut that tour short and move over to the Riverine Squadron in San Diego. Once I got there, I met my husband, Will, and I made senior chief, which was also absolutely wonderful. And I became pregnant with my son, AJ. I did 3 years there and then moved over to a helicopter squadron for my maternity tour, where I welcomed AJ into the world. I then got to spend a year with him before the Navy let me know that I was moving to Virginia to work at Surfland. Surfland was wonderful. The move to Virginia was a little bit rough for me. One of the reasons why it was so rough was we were in the midst of COVID. Now, I had to figure out a house to put me and my son. My husband wasn't coming with us right away. It was just the two of us at first. Figure out a house to make sure that me and him were good. But I wasn't allowed to go see the house because I wasn't allowed to travel because we were in COVID. So I ended up doing my entire home search through Zoom. I was assigned an agent with a mortgage company because I didn't know any agents over here. And that was a little different. I would say that I would not do that again. But that's also the reason why I got into real estate. Now, doing so many moves, cross country, intercontinental, this is the first time that I've ever had to find a house without physically being there. I didn't realize some of the things that I should have been asking because I just didn't know. I was assigned an agent through my lender, and it was interesting. My agent had never moved from the area, and he lived here all his life. And he didn't understand the importance of some of the little things that come into buying a house, like the smell, the noise. I ended up moving into a house that smelled like animals were using it as a bathroom. And I am right off of one of the major streets in our city, which brings a lot of noise. I didn't realize any of this until I walked in the door. And I walked in the door because my agent left a lockbox on the door so that I can just put in the code and get the key. And to this day, I have never met this person. I really believe that knowing or working with somebody that knows the little details that go into a home that have moved cross country without seeing the house really makes a difference. I believe people that move cross country or even intercontinental are in a very unique situation. There are people that haven't left the same house that they lived in their entire lives, never mind move across the country or even to another continent. So that's where I want to be of service to these people and their families. It is important that they know they have somebody that has been in their situation, somebody that understands that different smells matter, that living next to a highway or a fire station or anything like that that's going to bring extra noise into the home that you wouldn't think of is important. Being able to know like your grocery stores are within a certain distance, or Walmart. Believe it or not, Walmart is a big ask. So knowing that you have somebody in your corner that knows what it's like to be in those situations where they have to move and possibly might not even see the house that they're going to be living in before they get there is super important. So once I got over to Surfland, I decided like that was going to be my last tour. I had done 20 years and my priorities are now being home and not deploying so that I can raise my son. I got my real estate license because I figured, why not? I had a rough time with this move and maybe I can help somebody else. As I got into it, just to see if it was something that would fit for me, I fell in love. I found a place to put that call to service that I have had since 2001. I now help people and their families do different moves, intercontinental, cross country. I of course work with local clients as well because I help anybody that needs it. But really, those clients that are not here and looking for a home to buy is really where my purpose lies. My goal is to be that person that gets you a home that you love and you're comfortable in and don't feel like you have to put a ton of work in after just moving across the world, on top of also being part of your community. I think that when somebody's moving here, especially somebody that hasn't lived here before, is coming and doing these sorts of moves, it's important to show them community. For my clients, I do an event twice a year where we just get together and have fun. And I really think that helps, especially those that came to the area that don't have friends or don't know anybody, be able to form a community that they could surround themselves with, be able to have their kids meet other kids and make friends. To wrap this up, I hope you got to know me a little bit and see kind of what my goals are when it comes to the real estate realm. It's not just about selling houses, it's about really helping people be comfortable and love the space that they're in.